Yet another year has hurtled by without effect, much like an Ash Torres cross. And New Year resolutions, like Alex Sunderland between the sticks, have failed miserably to get off the ground. Before recounting the usual tales of thwarted ambition, ignominious defeat and outright incompetence, well said, thank you, I would like to make a few mentions about some of tonight's attendees, especially those who have not played this year and are therefore unlikely to have attracted Red Book interest. First though, and with all the sincerity of the Liberal Democrat tuition fee pledge, I would like to offer very many thanks on behalf of us all to our own unelected leader called Nick. This year, in coalition with Lee Alex, Nick has let out step up from the shit-sodden field, just one at a time, shit-sodden fields of Willow Park and other municipal monstrosities onto the plush, expansive turf of HSBC. This, coupled with our splendid new kit provided by our esteemed auteur, that's French for pervert, Mark has elevated status far beyond the limits of our ability. What is more, as evidenced by tonight's record turnout, we now have a larger squad than ever before, including Messrs Poppleton and Thomas, which means we now literally have an embarrassment of riches. Take it up, Nick. Took a long time. No riches.
Wordsmith the nodding, Greg.
May I now also say a few welcomes to those non-playing familiar faces. It is good to see young Tom Arkwright back amongst us. Tom's passing resemblance to a youthful Julian Assange.
Dirty bastard!
There's more. It's complemented by a similar globe-trotting nomadic lifestyle, which, although not driven by a commitment to expose establishment secrets, has, I gather, been similarly littered with allegations of sexual assault. Welcome also to Martin Waterman, who many of you know has endured major surgery this year. Alas, as you can see, this was not the hair transplant program, nor the breast enhancement Martin himself but a hip replacement, something which makes Martin sound like a trendy substitute. An annual welcome is offered also to Edmund Worsley. A man who continues to baffle and defy all scientific principles and practice. Ed's new arse continues to hold up well, although he still gets occasionally hateful, jealous texts from his old arse, which now works unhappily as a part-time overspill arse for Gordon Ryan. Sadly Gordon is unable to join us this evening. Apparently he's attending a roast dinner this evening. We know. I will give way. He's attending a roast dinner this evening. We know how he enjoys the roast. None more so than that he was given recently by his government heroes, Cameron Osborne, in the back room of a round table at the poor evening in Drumfield.
Civilian trespassers.
Yeah, no, you're alright, mate. You can go.
No, man, let them in.
You can go.
We're walking through the air.
Liam continues to revel in his words of perfect. Although I gather his and Nick's sex tourist trip to Turkey earlier this year resulted in violent squabbles about who was going to buy the lollipops for the young companions they had met. Tom O'Brien, where's Tom O'Brien? Tom O'Brien is here also. Tom continues to suffer from a knee injury acquired when he and his young son Sam encountered difficulties sweeping Steve Martin's chimney. Tom and Sam have, as a result, been released from Steve's household staff and their reputations are therefore now ruined. That's about a personal thing between them. And a final welcome to Damien Murray, our very own FC Casablanca group. Damo, as many of you will know, is a James Nesbitt's porno-eye.
No, it's had his hair transplant.
Starring most memorably in Cold Teat. And scheduled to lead in The Nobbit. Due for release in 2012. Both are walk films. And so's the football. Due to inclement weather, January and February were gameless months for us, although we filled some of the time by making a club trip to a secret screening of our kit sponsor's new film, Four Lions. Shreddy Pilch, Rich Pop and I were delighted with our remarkable group performance as blokes in row N seats 24 to 27, something we base on our back four performances. We all Sorry, while I was talking about the back four, do you know what? It's got in there, graphics knock trio. We all thoroughly enjoyed the film, and as noted by director Chris Morris in a subsequent interview, we made many new Asian friends that night, who we are pleased are here this evening.
Oh, bloody hell!
Says that in brackets. And so our first game... Still not onto the first fucking game. And so our first game didn't happen until the 7th of March. This was a relatively dull 1-1 draw in Hathersage. The weather was crisp and sunny with a hint of alpine freshness. With our first goal of 2010 being scored by them, actually. The pick of the donkey moment bunch was about Rich Pop. For his brilliant run at goal, and Devon Lock finish. Their keeper remarking, that was fucking awful. And Jono turned up to the game as Hellboy. A week later brought a welcome 2-0 victory over the happy chaps from De La Salle. Jono was generally berated for blame shifting and for asking for notice to appear in This Is England 86. Stu got a donkey moment for ending a 30-yard run by slipping over, about which Jono inquired, who fouled you there, Randall or Opker? Next up was the Russ Biggin 11, to whom we lost 1-0, although Alex Sutherland, everybody, you may not know who he is. Hey. Rolled back the years by saving a penalty and taking the man of the match award. More defeat gloom followed in April, a 3-0 drubbing at the hands of the Hathersage country squires. Nick was donkey momented for thinking we had 12 men. As was I for giving away a penalty and spending the rest of the game saying nasty things to the fucking little wanker who won. And failed to score the penalty. Mark Bigley joined me in the Red Book for insisting his penalty save was recorded, presumably to keep alive his bitter rivalry.
Come on, Bigley.
Fight! The following week we travelled to Sheffield United Academy to play old favourites Wahey. This 1-1 draw was remembered for Shreddy and others' pre-match split. Who'd have guessed it?
Why is only that much room?
Piss poor preparations for a team
background today. Nick for being called repeatedly offside and Ash's attempted murder of a child. Shut! That could be anyway.
I must have been stoned, I can't remember that week.
That week? The whole year, eh? A week later at the same venue, we played what is described in Red Book as Russ's Moaning Toddlers 11. As proved subsequently to be typical of such encounters, the game was littered with moaning and whining from our bonus-chasing, deficit-creating opponents. I was donkey momented for my goal, described by Nick in the Red Book as a series of hacks and an apologetic trickle, although according to his ex, this description better. Sexual technique. moaning about his inverted cock.
There's a worry.
We lost the game 3-2. Early May saw another trip to Haversige and another defeat, this time by 4 goals to 1. Shred was donkey momented for saying at the top of his voice, "I don't know why I'm going in goal, I'm fucking hopeless." Don't tell them, Shred! 5 days later, and the return after a lengthy absence of the talismanic, if I may say that properly, Dave Gamblin led to a 3-0 defeat. we had officially no shots on target. The next game of note was a fairly substantial 3-0 hammering of a Stu Kent 2011. Russ was recorded as asking, plaintively and more in hope than expectation, "Have these shirts shrunk?" June saw our now traditional end-of-season celebration, a sun-filled evening of merriment and delight. It was also an evening characterised by incredible stamina and innovation, as those of us listening to Nick's end-of-season speech created a Darfur-esque refugee camp to help us cope with a lengthy ordeal that stretched out before us. A bit harder than that. June and July brought the World Cup to Nick's back gardens. He, Shred, Rich, T and Ash staged spectacular outdoor screenings of England's dismal performances. Ash in particular was the most diligent organiser and was evidently quite worried at the impact the events might have on Nick's home. At one point he became so concerned about the volume of dust accumulated on Nick's bedroom windowsill that he rolled what resembled an A4 sheet of paper into the tube and with a flourish snorted the lot. This, I am sure you will agree, was the most considerate act. Certainly one appreciated greatly by Detective Chief Inspector. Who witnessed all from the garden below. Into September now, with World Cup festivities well behind us. Whoever filled in the red book for the game against the teachers is a thorough, if perhaps not very selective, archivist. Highlights recorded for the 4-3 defeat include Pilk's remarking glumly, worrying about the shit I would get about these goggles. And Alex Western saying, Inspector Blakey style, "I fucking hate you." For no reason.
Get them bloody bastards.
You do the voice. Deeper into September, we played our occasional novelty match against Liverpool Convocation, which brought a stats-enhancing 10-1 victory. Creed was good that day, especially if you were Rich Poppleton, who, despite scoring a brace, missed a one-on-one, which promoted this Red Book observation. Still a bit of a defender in him, except when defending. God, they've fucking changed that. Pilks' one good eye had a glint in it when he realised he was marking an and Ian Gardner had a shot that hit his dog up the arse. Ready? He's ready.
That soup pays for itself.
You might have left the door unlocked. Snowball fight.
They'll charge you if it stings.
That's not a carrot.
Ian Gardner had a fucking shot that hit a dog up the arse. All in all, a day spent basking in glory. September ended on a low note with a 3-2 loss against the rust-bigging shithouse 11. Weller was noted for turning the 4-on-1 into a 4-on-7. Ash had a hissy fit claiming not to be bothered anymore. Another 4-0 defeat to Haversige was incurred in October. Mark Herbert's winning the donkey moment for demanding the ball be kept out of the sun. Like Elton John, stop the wind, stop the wind. Several incompetent and/or girly backheel attempts, me, Leala, and a similarly dismal.
Mine was fucking genius. The Mrs. Alex has been the Red Book
I'm
was
sure it's down in Faulkner what a genius it was. And a similarly dismal attempt at a step over by Nick. We put a few things right the following Friday with a 2-1 victory over the teachers, with Nick getting a donkey moment for missing a penalty, the rest of the team for being ungrateful bastards, and Shreddy shooting from a kick-off. We lost to this, and apparently this is fucking going in. But it was further away than it seemed. It bounced twice.
5 bounces.
That was before it came out of the circle. In October, all thoughts of our dithering performances on the pitch were distracted by the heartwarming story of the Chilean miners' rescue. As the world watched their leader emerge into sunlight, his first words were, "The rest of the lads want to know if Steny has finished his end of season school." If not, they prefer to stay where they are. October also saw our 4th encounter of the year against Huddersfield, bringing a handsome 3-0 win. We donkey moment their entire team for being Mardy bastards, and Nick's attempt at a flick, also known as the Lee Allen flick.
It's the Mrs.
You
Alex.
fucker! Oh, Alex, do you bastard!
The Mrs. Alex.
Stu will obviously strongly for that.
Oh, fucking
Shut up and shake. Well, hey, we're up next. We're also comprehensively beaten by 4-1. Ash reprised his gay porn, pump it, first heard earlier in the year at Hathersage, and there is an angry capitalised note in the Red Book which says, enigmatically, Shreddy's fucking shins and socks. No idea where that's from. Dan Flighted a perfect...
You just got big shins.
Dan Flighted a perfect cross into his own box.
I'll do that one, lads.
Espo thought of food for the entire game. And there is a note at the foot of the page which says the absence of parry equals no victory and harmony. Here. Our penultimate game of 2010 saw another acrimonious encounter against Rustbiggin Neil Espero's braying bankers. A 4-2 defeat was lightened by a set of vintage donkey moments. Shreddy for missing out on man of the match votes for being a bit mental.
No!
I like this one.
Sorry, the same man.
Can you believe it?
One of us is Shreddy.
I'm Shreddy!
No, he's ready.
Russ for looking more like a capital B.
A capital D!
You're dyslexic though.
I didn't even write that! Mark Bigley, for the first time, he hasn't conceded from Russ or Espo from 40. And Stu shouting time to Weller, fucking pointless. You'll be hearing it. I'm on the first finally to our last game, which was a creditable 3-2 win over the teachers, albeit with 4 of their better players in our lineup. I awarded myself a donkey moment for thinking one of our guests was Sando, shouting, "Great goal, Sando!" when he scored. I really should have known better. Alex Sutherland was donkey momented also for looking guilty and angry in various penalty box melees. And Alex Weston picked up the post-match donkey moment for admitting he had once slagged off Chris Waddle when playing against him. Alex called Waddle a fat cunt, who wittily riposted, "I'll reach fat cunt." Because he's Dave Gambo. Well, they're both. Anyway. Yeah. And that record for the year. 21 games played, which I think we agree is quite a lot of games actually. 6 wins. That's how much it's 2 draws and 13 defeats.
I'm sorry.
A record which puts Nick in pole position for the vacant show. We scored 43 goals and 50. Espo topped the man of the match awards with 4 wins. Shredding topped the Donkey Bowman rank with 87 nominations. 88. And that, gentlemen, concludes this year's address. So without further ado, can I ask you to raise your glasses and drink a toast to us all.
Casablanca!
To us all!
Well done, Greg! Well done, Greg! Well done, Greg!
Encore, yeah.